Why'd my light dim? Okay, I don't know what the mic is on this thing, so this may be a complete waste of time. I'm not sure. Welcome, internet. GoPro, just having problems with the GoPro. Tried the separate mic thing, and it's just I was going to do practice video tonight, but someone's got ownership, and it's the Bedford Police Department, which they don't own it, I know that, but they've got it cones all over the place up there, and activities going on now because school is in session. Anyway, it's Sunday evening, and we this past week on 2 separate days got 3 inches of rain. Got over 3 inches and almost 3 inches, so a little over 6 inches of rain we've gotten this week. So where I was going to dirt ride this guy, it's underwater. So hopefully next weekend, and as long as it's above 40 degrees, I'll bundle up and drive to Irving and give this guy a go. I'll warm up once I get there, I know that. Anyways, see what this guy can do off-road, which I think I will be happy with. I know it's not a dirt bike. The new bikes that came out, in the ICMA motor show, and it was they had a AIM Expo in Las Vegas. That's coming up, but it's only for dealers and industry professionals. But yeah, I'd like to go to that one. But the ICMA was held this year for the 2022-2023 in Milan, Italy, and they had a few bikes. I guess, you know, they got the KTM 890 Adventure R, and that's the one that's gonna really cause some issues because they have a demo mode. You buy it and it comes with a demo mode, and you're able to run your gravel or rain or off-road or rally or street. You can run those modes, but after 980 miles you only get to pick one of them. I would say a basic plus, and that's a subscription that you need to, and then pay, you know, yearly or monthly, whatever, for that. Let's say you go for the rally, and so you're paying for that once. The first one to do it, I don't know, I think there is, but there's a lot of heat coming off of that. One that's coming up in 23 would be the KTM 450, this being the 390. But this one is the 450 Rally Replica Dakar. Yeah, price tag on that puppy, $30,000. Yeah, you better be really serious about, and really good, to win some races. Holy mackerel. The 890, I don't know what they're going to sell it for, but I tell you what, I'm not a fan of that. And it's an 890. How heavy of a bike do you need, huh? I've had this one on the highway. This one's 387. I think it's 387 pounds. The CB is 439, 437, something like that. So 52 pound difference. This one's 52 pounds lighter. It's got a plastic tank. That one's got a metal tank. That one's a 500. This is a 390. The muffler is smaller. it's smaller. That one's got one more catalytic converter than this one does. You know, this is gonna weigh less. But look at, they look almost the same size. But notice how higher the handlebars are. Anyway, I'll get back to these. But adventure bikes of 2023, the KTM's, you know, if you got the money, I'd get the 450 Rally. Take the car Rally replica, and that would be, but still, 30,000. Come on, really? The Yamaha Tenere 700 World Raid. It's gonna have 2 gas tanks. It's got 2. There's 2 gas caps up on. I'm doing this, but it's actually a flip and unlock. But you got 2 gas tanks. What? The Honda Trans Alp XL 750 is supposed to have like 91 horsepower. It's going to run anywhere from 14 to 18,000 US. The Aprilia 660 Touareg, I don't know, I'm not interested, but it's I guess there's another one coming out. It's something to talk about. You've got the CF Moto 800 Mountain. It's about 9,500. That is a pure Chinese bike, FYI. But FYI, Chinese, or CF Moto, they supplied the motor for the 790 KTM, and it was a good motor. So they know how to make a motor. Well, I don't know if they made this one or not. I just know that they did on the 790. You got Suzuki V-Strom, the 1050D replaces the XT model. Suzuki V-Strom. I'm not a fan of Suzuki. I never have been, and I haven't really been a fan of Kawasaki. But they're coming around. They're making some decent bikes. But you know, are they going to last? And another thing is customer service. You know, when you need something, how they're gonna treat you. I bought this thing local, and from a guy that's been in Arlington for 12 years now. He's been a KTM dealer, and he mainly sells KTM. So it's not one of those power sports shops. They're selling everything. I did a video of his shop, but it's in fast forward, but it's still, you can get an idea. He's telling me, you know, if I have any issues, to let him know. And I said, well, before I bought it, I said, well, they're having problems with the warranty department, getting a hold of somebody to help them fix their bike. And he says, you bring it to me and I'll get it taken care of. I said, okay. So I went ahead and bought this. Let's see, you got the Trans Alp XL 750 midsize, 91 horsepower. You know, this thing's got about 40, and it's plenty. This thing gets up and skids on down the road, and that includes the highway. Now, we'll say I take a lot more wind on this guy than I do the CB500X. But this guy's capable. So I'm looking forward to getting this thing broke in. Got 110 miles on it so far. and I'm beginning to really enjoy it. You got the all right, for 23, you got the African Twin, of course, is coming out, but I don't know if there's what upgrades it's going to have. I imagine something electronic. That's what everybody's doing. But the Honda Trans out, you got that one coming out new. The Tenera 700 World Raid is coming out, and that's, you know, that's 16. The Rally Raid is gonna get you about 16,000. The World Raid should be around 14, but those are estimated prices right now, so that's not a guarantee. But yeah, they're gonna be a little pricey, but it's a bigger bike. You know, you're gonna pay more for a bigger bike. And then the KTM 890 is gonna have a major kickback. I think that's gonna be a bad thing for them. That 890 Adventure R is going to hurt them in sales, because the word's already out that there's some kind of subscription you gotta. So the bike, you pay for the bike, and you know, for some reason I don't have a cost here, but you can imagine it's probably going to be, you know, 14, 18,000 for it. And then along with insurance, you're going to have to pay a subscription to keep your mode, the one that you really like when you go off-road. You know, they got you. Unless you just do off-road, just keep it on off-road. I don't know, they probably won't let you do that. You probably have a basic default mode, which would probably be street, and then you add one of the other ones. I don't think that's going to work well with them. Micro changes are being, I can't even read my own writing. You got the KTM 450 replica, which, you know, 30,000, 31. It's 39. Why don't you just say it's 31,000? CF Moto Mountain MT 800. It's doing. It's, you know, it's going to be a decent bike. Look decent, like a decent bike, and it's under 10, so. You know, it might be worth looking at, but you got to think about the weight. I think that one weighed 550. You know, I picked that 500 up, and that was got to mention electric, but I'd rather not, because they're a joke. So far, they haven't figured out how to get you from point A to point B without your battery draining. And then, once it drains, you got 3 hours of recharging. And the top motorcycle, electric motorcycle on the market, which is proven, they've been hanging in there for quite a while now, and that's Zero. They do have a Zero DXRX with 166 torque. I mean, that's a rocket. This guy's got 28, 30, or this one may have 26 or 24. And that one's got 28. Yeah, this is supposed to be got 166. Oh, it weighs 544 pounds to be exact. Has a 180-mile range. What? Hey, that works. Yeah, as long as you stay in the city and keep it at 30 miles an hour. Now take it out of the city, and at 55, I had these wrote down. At 55, you've got like 117 at 55. So you see how much 180 dropped down to I think it was 107 or 117, something like, it seemed like I remember those numbers. I did write down and that's at 55 miles an hour. Now let's bring it up to 85 miles an hour. No, I'm sorry, 70. My bad, what was I thinking? At 70 miles per hour, the Zero DXRX will get around 85 miles. So they're selling the 180 mile range, and they're not letting you know about the other stuff. So buyer beware, and you're looking at a 3-hour charge unless you have a quick charger, which of course that costs you. I guess you could carry it with you, and it cuts your charging time in half. But you're still looking at an hour and a half, but that's for a full charge. But you know, at 70 miles an hour. So combined, I had the combined mileage, and maybe that's where I got the 117 from, or 107. Going, you know, city and highway. They're just not there yet. It might be 130 something. You got to look it up. Zero DXRX. But if you're only going to ride in town, it looks good. It's a good looking bike. It's made by Zero, so I think quality's going to be there. I would buy one if I was just commuting to an office every day. If the weather was good, boom, you're darn right. And then on the way home, just go down some random streets and have some fun with it on the way home. If you live out in the country, man, you know, you're in the city, you're riding home to the country. Let's say you live 30 miles. You know, you're going to get over 100. So go test out some trails and whatnot. Have some fun with it. It's supposed to be like an off-road, but it weighs. It weighs. The V-Strom 1050 DE, I think that one will weigh 550 or maybe a little more. But just heavy bikes, you got to think about it. Anyway, ICMA is a trade, and it shows all the motorcycle dealers, whatnot, show up there to look at, to show their new bikes, and that gives you a general on the 2023. See if there's anything else that I didn't. Yeah, the Moto Guzzi V100. You know, there's no skid plate. Why isn't there a skid plate? Because they don't want you taking it off road. It doesn't come with a skid plate because it's not an off-road bike. Tiger 660. That was a popular. Man, these freaking glass. Tiger 660 XC. That's coming out. That's going to run you 14, 15, 16,000. Of course, that's made by Triumph, so it's a good solid bike, more than likely. I think it's a little bit on the heavy side, and I don't know. It's just something I wouldn't. I don't know, for cruising and maybe some minor off-roading, like dirt roads, probably. And it's a you know, more of a higher end type kind of bike. Yamaha Tenere, not the 700, but the 900, and that's going to run you. Yeah, it's going to run you on up there, 15, 16, 17,000, 17, 18,000. It's 13,750 euro So probably, you know, it's gonna be on up there expensive, and it's the 900. Which, why do you want such a big bike? Why do you know, these bikes are just fine. I think this one here for younger generations, you know, somebody's in their 30s and their 40s, I definitely tell you to take a look at this guy, the 390. It'll surprise you. The 500, more my age, from 50, 60 years old, I think it's a great bike, but it's a bike anybody can get on and have fun with. To go off-road with that guy, you need a skid plate, you need crash bars, and you need tires. And I've almost got all that right here. And I've spent 8. That guy cost me 10 out the door. So, because of the heated grips and the plug, I got the power plug, which the power plug comes with the KTM 390. Crash bars come with the KTM 390. So you're buying a Honda. Hello, you know, you don't have to buy another bike. You're done. Trans out. A few more notes about the trans out. I'd definitely be tempted to buy it if I had the money. Trans out XL 750 cornering lights. So you know how you got that blind spot? Well, whenever you make a corner, I guess when you lean the bike to a certain, or maybe you turn the handlebar, I don't know, there's maybe an additional light that comes on. I don't know. I'm thinking it's the fog lights. They've got them set up to where they'll hit that blind spot. Be nice to have. By the way, I am gonna get some kind of fog light on this guy. Dual LED lights with DRL. Headlights with DRL. I don't know what DRL stands for. 4 default riding modes. It's got a touch screen instrument panel. Touch screen. Not like these two. These guys don't have it. They're button operated. So I definitely like that. I don't know why these aren't. But they kept, you know, keep the price down, they say. The instrument panel is a TFT 6.5 screen display. Comes with Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, navigation, and 4 shown era modes, which is your rain, your gravel, I think that's where I saw gravel, was on that one, was on the album. You've got dual clutch transmission and wheelie control, which would be, if you do a wheelie, it's gonna drop the RPMs and bring it back down. So it's gonna be like traction control. Torque control, and that's gonna be the same thing. You go around a corner, you start to slide out, it's gonna take that torque off that rear wheel and help you hopefully stay upright. Along with, you know, I don't know, torque control would be, also could be, you want more torque, if you're doing a lot of creek bed riding, you can put it in lower torque, which would higher torque. And if you're cruising on the highway, put it on lower torque for better gas mileage. So I mean, that's definitely, out of all the bikes that I looked at, if I was going to buy one and had the money, I would go with a Transalp XL 750. I think it's going to be a nice bike. And it comes fully loaded. Crash bars. I guess the heated grips you'd have to add that, but power supply, USB connect, I mean, it's loaded. Plus the electronics were upgraded.